All right, so we have an understanding of what sustainability is. We have these objectives that can help guide us towards being more sustainable. We have a process and a way of starting to become more sustainable. But really, why bother, right? This is a process. It's some, extra work to do. Why should we care? Why should we do something? Well, I'll tell you, if you are running a business or organization, one reason you should care is because these folks care. And they've worked with the Natural Step and they've gone through this process. They've created sustainability action plans. And they're large entities, right? And a lot of us, with our smaller businesses or with our consumer dollars, support these organizations. And they're looking down their supply chains and saying, okay, I'm one of these large organizations, and to be a sustainable organization, I need to make sure that my whole supply line is sustainable. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if the frosting on the cake is sustainable. If the cake is no good, right, it's not going to help. So some of these organizations, in fact, all of them, are starting to look down their supply chains and ask the smaller businesses down the line, say, hey, we're trying to be a more sustainable organization. So we're going to need to see your sustainability action plan. And we're finding businesses in our region saying to us, I was asked to supply this sustainability action plan within the next 18 months. I don't even know what that term means. Like, how do I do this, right? So starting to please the people that you're supplying is one way to be able to stay in the market, but also just to keep up. This is where business is going. It's going green. It has to go green. So being able to implement and enact a sustainability action plan is going to be crucial to how we sustain our businesses and our economies into the future.
What people who've already been doing this have shown us is that our greatest challenge is our greatest opportunity. And one example is Ray Anderson. Ray Anderson was running a carpet tile company, carpet being one of the dirtiest businesses you could have imagined, particularly back in 1994. It was primarily just oil being turned into carpet. And he had what he called a spear in the chest moment when he realized that what his company was doing to the environment. And he decided to make what he called a mid-course change and committed his company to being a sustainable company by 2020. And they're about 85% of the way there. But it turned out this wasn't just a challenge, this was an opportunity. There was all kinds of things that came out of this. They had no idea what happened. For example, they were able to reduce their energy by 43%. Now, if you think about what the cost of energy is, that's a big savings. They were able to increase their use of renewable energies by 30%. They were able to cut waste by 77%, and that's the first thing they did. The first thing you do is just get rid of your waste. They saved $483 million, and they used that to plow back into moving forward to become even more sustainable. They cut their greenhouse gases by 44%. They cut water use by 80%, another huge savings. They planted 87,000 trees because they want to basically offset all of the carbon imprint of the miles that their salespersons and executives were flying. So that was kind of a cool thing. And they invented and patented new machines. One of the machines they created is one that takes their carpet, but also their competitor's carpet, puts it in, circulates it very fast, separates the back from the front, and then they're able to use their competitor's waste as their own source, their own resource, and save themselves 30% over their competitors. They're using their competitors' waste to get a competitive advantage. And while doing all of this, they doubled earnings and raised profit margins. Ray Anderson said, look, we are one of the dirtiest businesses that exist. If we can do it, anybody can do it. And if anybody can do it, everybody can.
So this is great for big companies. They can actually make a huge change, talk about saving millions of dollars and thousands of pounds and of tons of carbon dioxide. But this is also something that can be very effective for smaller businesses. So one that I'd like to share with you is a small chain of pizza shops in Portland, Oregon, called Hot Lips Pizza. So it's a little pizza place, there's lots of little pizza places in Portland, just like everywhere else. So they wanted to stand out a little bit. Aside from their very cute name, they started to do some very innovative and interesting things to save their business money and to give themselves a market advantage, right? So first off, they have these very cute little electric delivery cars, so people can see, oh, there's the Hot Lips car, right? Very, very visible. But it also saved them money on fuel, and of course gave them this very recognizable brand around town. They also You can see by the picture here, this is the owner of Hot Lips Pizza, big biker, right? So he thought, well, geez, why can't we just throw some pizza on the back of the bike? Deliver it that way. Who needs cars, right? So they could actually get your pizzas delivered on a bike. So again, cutting their carbon footprint, saving themselves money, keeping their workers healthy and happy, creating a little competitive advantage over the other pizza delivery folks, right? Because especially folks in Portland, Oregon are very excited not to have a gas-guzzling car deliver their pizza, but to have someone bike it up. How great is that? So they also were looking at some of the low-hanging fruit, just like they did at Interface Carpet. They said, well, how can we save money on energy, put more efficient bulbs in, look at our freezers, our ovens, and they cut their energy use in half right away, just by looking at some of the easy stuff to do. So some of these kind of fun and innovative strategies that they were using caught people's attention, right? And they started saying, well, gosh, we want to support Hot Lips Pizza. And Hot Lips said, well, geez, we really want to support our community as well. What else can we do besides, looking cool with our bikes and electric cars? And so they looked at their pizzas and what was going on the pizzas, and they started sourcing their ingredients from local farmers and reinvesting in their own community. So of course that gives them an added plug, right? So if the farmers come to town, where are they going to go to eat? Hot Lips Pizza, because you can try my green peppers or my sausage on the pizza. Right? So we're reinvesting in their local community and supporting their local economy. So this definitely caught people's attention in the larger business world. And what they ended up with was not just an article from Bicycling Magazine, where this picture was taken from, highlighting the cool stuff they're doing on bikes, but also the attention of the Wall Street Journal, which featured Hot Lips Pizza in the newspaper about this great new way of doing business as a small company. So imagine the kind of marketing budget it might take to get that sort of exposure. So great competitive edge to them, great exposure for them. So anybody that had picked up the Wall Street Journal, read about them, and was planning a trip out to Oregon, where are they going to eat? Hot Lips Pizza, right? So huge advantage to taking these steps, not just for expanding your market potential, but also just for doing the right thing in your community and the right thing with your business.
So if we ask what's in it for me or my business or my community, well, there's a number of different things that are offered. Number one, new market potential. The sustainability market and green market, green products market, is one of the fastest growing markets that's out there right now. Competitive differentiation, the ability to differentiate yourself from others, although I think we're beginning to see that it's no longer competitive differentiation, it's keeping up because everybody's moving in this direction. So in essence now you really don't have a choice. You really need to get out there and start moving in this direction if you haven't already. And then finally, it's a terrific platform for innovation. We know that there's two things that every business has to do all the time. You have to be concerned about increasing efficiency, and you have to constantly be doing innovation. Well, there's no better platform for efficiency and innovation than sustainability.
Other things that sustainability can offer your business or organization is reducing your energy bills and some of your operating costs. Quick and easy, instant benefit, right? Can also allow you to avoid risk, either potential or current risk that it's out there, right? Based on, avoiding potential lawsuits. There's new environmental regulations coming through all the time. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you're like, whoops, well, we could have done something about that, but we didn't. You can do it now, right? And avoiding risk as the market is shifting to meet consumer demand, right? And also, as with Hot Lips Pizza, can really increase employee morale. If you're working for a company that's doing all these innovative and positive things for the community and for the business, that's a great place to work, right? You want to work there. You want to keep working there. So you're not going to lose a lot of money with your business trying to find new people all the time because you're keeping good people. And the good people are there and they like to be there. They're more productive and it's a better work environment.
And increased employee morale leads to increased productivity. And in the beginning, the sustainability movement thought this might be the case, but now the research is out. It turns out that very often the biggest return on investment is not the money you're going to save from your energy savings or from your reduction in waste, but it's going to be the increased productivity and the reduced absenteeism that comes from moving to a healthy and sustainable workplace. improve public and community relations, your ability to go out and communicate to the community that you're providing a healthy, sustainable workplace for the people who work here, and you're also making a healthy and sustainable contribution to the communities in which you, in which you work, or from which you are getting supplies in your chain. And then finally, you can be doing well by doing good, which is a great thing because it really sort of helps us move to that triple bottom line. And probably last but not least, be a hero to your children and grandchildren. This goes back to that basic sensibility of passing this economy, this society, passing this environment on in better shape than what we've inherited it today. So if you're interested in pursuing further what we've been talking about here, here's a couple of resources that you might find useful. One is a sustainability primer. It's only about 21 pages. It's easy to read. You can find it on the website here. And it'll go over the things that we've been talking about in this video series. And there's also a planning guide that you can use to actually help get started in your organizations.
Or if you like, be in touch with us. Give us a call if you want to find out more information about sustainability, planning for sustainability. Maybe you'd like a little bit longer workshop to do with the folks in your neighborhood or at your organization. We'd love to come out and provide a longer workshop for you and help guide you through the planning process. So be in touch with that. You can also check out the Natural Step International website, a wealth of resources there as well. In addition to resources, they also have a lot of case studies. You can see what other communities and organizations have been doing to move in this direction.
And remember, nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something, and you can make a difference.